Hey guys, so my name is Eric Stanley, and I have a testimonial that I need to give to you guys. It's going to be split up into sections. I mean, there's a lot to this, and you guys need to hear it, and so you guys understand and you know what's coming down the road. Because this is end time stuff. This is biblical prophecy coming into play. And you guys need to hear this and be a part of this. So the start of it started back in August of 2017, maybe late July of 2017. My logbook says late July 2017, but I remember it as August of 2017. So August of 2017, I lifted up my hands to the sky and I said, "Let all creation see that I surrender to my Jesus." When this happened, I had close encounters with throne angels or Ophanim angels from Ezekiel's visions in the Bible. They were orbs of white fire, and when they turned off the fire, it was like red hot coils, and you actually saw symbols in them. I don't know if they were eyes, but they kind of looked like symbols, and I couldn't make it out. So I don't know if they were eyes or if they were little symbols, but I did see stuff that kind of looked like writing. So this went on for 3 days. They put on a huge display lighting up the night sky for me. I mean, it was wild. It was really, really wild. So the first night, it was right after I said I surrendered Jesus, and out to the desert, I saw like a blimp of white fire. I'm looking at that, going just like, that's weird, and I just shrugged it off and looked the other way. And as I look the other way out in the desert, I see like a spotlight, like a helicopter spotlight, maybe 300 meters off the ground, hitting the ground. And it would turn off, and then it would get closer, turn off and get closer, till it was eventually over me. And I'm going, okay, what's that? And then after that happened, I started seeing sparkles in the sky. So these orbs of white fire, they would get close up, and they would flash in the night sky. And they would do this like tons of times, like I don't know, we'll say 30 times that night. I mean, they do it quite a bit. They did it quite a bit, especially that year and a half. They did it, I mean, every night, just tons of times. It was crazy. Got multiple witnesses, but we'll get into that. So the second night came out and saw at a Cassiopeia constellation. There's a story to Cassiopeia constellation. It's the big old triangle, but we'll get into that later. The Cassiopeia constellation, I saw that star flashing, or the orb of white fire flashing, and as I'm looking at it, I see two orbs drop from the north over here above the houses. At the time, I was on the trailer, so I was elevated. I was at the level of the roof, and these two blue, almost like ghostly orbs dropped, and they started doing a dance with each other, and they just started, gracefully moving around and doing things, making like patterns, like maybe even geometric patterns, but at the end of it, what I remember is they did a figure eight, and they go up into behind the clouds, and then they disappear, and you just see a big old white flash. And when that happened, one of those orbs of white fire appeared above me. I want to say 150 feet, 100 feet. It was pretty close, and you see the orb of white fire, but as you looked at it, there was like an indentation of like an eyeball, like looking at you. When that happened, they did a beam down on me, so the spotlight on me, and it spooked me. I thought I was going to get sucked up. That was my first impression. I was going to get sucked up. So, but I did feel like a warmth. It did feel kind of warm, kind of comforting. But anything that you saw on television, what was happening, you're just kind of conditioned to think like it's aliens, and you're going to get sucked up by these gray aliens and do all these experiments and do all these evil things to you. And that's what I thought. I thought that was going to happen. So I get off the roof and say, God, I'm freaked out. I'm going inside. So I go inside and I go to sleep and just really wondering what's going on. You know, I felt hurt in my surrender, but just really wondering what's going on because I've never experienced anything like this before. So the third night, I didn't go out. I stayed inside the house. I'm like, I ain't going outside. I'm spooked. So the fourth night comes around, and I end up getting enough strength. My kids were here for the summer, so I put them to bed, and I had enough strength and enough spitfire to go outside, and went outside, and sure enough, right out of the Cassiopeia constellation, just do flashing, and as it's flashing, right out of my, and I'm on the trailer again, so right out of my left, not even 10 feet from me, guys. It was real close. And it was buzzing over the roof. An orb of white fire appears out of nowhere, just out of thin air, just materializes right in front of me, and just starts shining bright. And me being a doubting Thomas, not believing in any of this stuff, I'm real skeptical. I'm thinking like I'm crazy, right? But I start looking for details, and I'm trying to find the details to, just to make it look more real. So I'm looking at it, and the white fire, it was almost like a vibration. It was vibrating, and there was like trails of like white fire moving on it. And at the top of it, you actually saw like little traces of the white fire, and then you saw the heat rising from it. But it was wild. But you did see that vibration, the vibration in the middle, and there was like tracers. I don't know how to explain it. It was like tracers of more rapid vibrations that you could see the white fire, almost like cracks, or just maybe like I don't know how to explain it. But anyways, they trailed it. And you saw little different little indentions on it, but definitely white fire, man. Definitely white fire. And after that, I was just kind of like in disbelief, like what's going on, and it disappeared. It disappeared probably like 10 seconds, about 10 seconds. It stayed there for about 10 seconds, and then it disappeared. It completely vanished. It didn't go up and run away. It didn't do any of that. It just vanished in front of you. What else? After that, I was pretty in disbelief, just kind of wondering what's going on. As I'm looking up at the stars and up at the sky, you can see these boo, boo, boo flashing at me still, and I'm just going, man, I'm going crazy. I'm losing it, man. That was the start of it. And once again, these are going to be in different segments, so you guys can understand how I experienced this and what God has been showing me. Because there's a lot to this. There's just a lot to this, guys. You need to hear this because this involves all of humankind. And what God has been showing me is what's coming, and it's backed up by supernatural power and authority, signs and wonders, and even these angels even show up every now and then. It's gonna get crazy, guys, and you guys need to hear this so you understand what's coming. This whole P. Diddy thing, Epstein thing, politicians, DUMBs, underground military bases. This all aligns. This is biblical prophecy, end time revelation type stuff. and you need to hear it. So stay around, stick around. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.